still doing that show?
Yep.
Really? Because I had heard, and I thought justifiably so, that this thing was long gone. I mean, I liked it for a minute. You've heard the expression hot minute? It was more of a lukewarm minute.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Thank you. Thanks. You are the ones who make all of this bull worth it. Am I right, Rob? That's Rob Scott over there. Yep, over there. All the way in Atlanta. I swear to God, I heard someone yell, "Yay, Rob Scott."
Yeah, you did.
I'm going to have to listen back.
It was me.
Okay, well, shoot, man. You could have strung me out with that for a long time until I went back and listened. Boy, they are really a good group tonight. All right, well, that's the end of them.
By the way, tell the guys in the shop, whoever does tell next time to have the mics up when Jim is talking about us. I think it'd be better if we hear the crowd reactions when Mr. Gaffigan is talking about us. They just had the one mic on Jim, and I can't hear any of the people in the comedy club where he was talking about the lounge.
That's actually interesting you should say that, because I was having a great deal of frustration getting the audience heard for no good reason.
Oh, well.
Okay, seriously. I mean, yes, it is.
Go. It's the Lounge Show.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
And
crap. In Atlanta, it's what?
Yeah, you're right. He's in Atlanta.
How did you break?
Every single week, I forget Rob's commitment to establishing the show and who we are. I keep trying to just barrel right in, because let's face it, the stakes are low on this program. And so and then he's like, and he's like, no. There's this thing that says, Bob, I am going to establish that it is number one, 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yes.
And that you're in Atlanta and I'm in, and we do it every week, and that's it. And then, Bob, you can go off on whatever weird, stupid tangent, right? Am I right?
Well, no, I don't. Weird or stupid, I didn't say that. You may begin doing whatever you were going to chat about. But yes, I mean, think about it. Living in a world today takes everything you got. What's that from?
Cheers.
That's from Cheers. Right. And you know why we know it's from Cheers? Because they started the show with the show intro, and the show tells this story and everything. I'll sit right back and hear a tale of a fateful trip. We know these stories because of the intro. So
that's Tracy's job. Hey, if you're out there and you're breathing and you got fingers and you can type or dictate, let's hear from you, because we want your name in our hopper so bad.
All right, that's fair. We do have the official intro, but I always like to say he's in Vegas. I'm
it says Atlanta, right there. Look at it. Look. And I fixed that problem. You know how every week I go, why do our names disappear? I figured it out.
Well, you, sir, are a genius.
Basically, changing out that intro video, I had to look at the playlist, and I was like, wait a minute, what's this doing in here? And I took this out, and the names are here.
No one cares, but I get why good for you. You've got our names
again,
up. Again,
no one cares could be the theme.
It says the Lounge at the bottom. It does say the Lounge Show, too. So you're right. I don't need to do any of that, but I do like playing the kind of the lead in.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yes, Lee.
Right, and so I always do it we're here and there. Okay, we won't do it next time. Next time you'll just go, boy, thank you, people. Sit down when they're clapping, and I'll just play the 9 o'clock on a Saturday thing, and we'll be done with it.
And then we can just start talking about the important issues.
Yeah, because we're contractually obligated to run that,
and we only have a mere 30 minutes. I mean, we've begged for more time.
And Bob's here with our weekend special today, boys.
91 degrees in Henderson. Hold on, let me hold on. This just in. That was way wrong. Oh, not that wrong. It's in fact 90 degrees. 90 degrees in Henderson. And that's our weekend special. Hey, speaking of weekend special, next week will be one because Rob... Whoa, hello. Hey, these phones aren't made of helium. Rob Scott will be here. That's right. That confuses the whole thing we just went through.
Right. But yeah, and then you know what's weird about that too is the weather is going to be very different on my 2 stopovers on my little journey. I've been looking at the weather this morning, and so Salt Lake 75, sunny, overnight lows 50.
Oh,
I know, right?
Yeah.
No rain chance. A beautiful mountains. Hanging out with Steven. Boom. Then I hop over to Bob's World, and it's 90s for sure. So it's 15 to 20 degrees different, which will be that's the difference between possibly sweatpants and sweat shorts and jeans. There's that's in that window. So it's going to be difficult to pack.
It's not going to be a lot of outside time. I mean, we go out to the pool or whatever. But yeah, because you'll be coming from 75, you're going to feel it, obviously, but it's...
The 60s.
That's right.
Welcome to the 60s. I'm Mr. 60s. I'm the first computer that talks.
All right. That was Mr... What did I say?
That was Mr.
60s.
Okay, okay, fine. So try this then.
The 70s, ladies and gentlemen, my heyday. That's when I grew up. We got a shout out to Sammy Osborne, ladies and gentlemen. Sammy Osborne just walked in the door and said, "Hey, y'all." So we want to acknowledge her for that.
She wasn't born in the 70s.
No, she wasn't.
And I found all these cool old jingles, so I thought I would just debut some of them.
Cool old
here like that.
jingles.
Right, like here's a news one. It says news. WTMJ, 6 p.m. Eyewitness news. I love when it's eyewitness news.
A new traffic light downtown? Let's find out. 7 p.m. You guys creepy voice, Bob. Hey, it's the 70s,
Anyway.
70s. Or maybe that's she was talking about the robot.
I've got one for the 40s. You want to hear one?
The 40s.
That's right. And then they do this timpani roll.
Why?
I don't know. I guess we get to talk about the 40s. I don't know why the timpani roll is there, but I do like that. So there's the 40s, and then there's the Fonzie. Hey, happy days. And then
that's right. And then tomorrow, 65 degrees, right?
Right. So I don't know why the timpani roll,
back
but
up
anyway, I'm enjoying these. I'm enjoying all these fun little radio themes that I stumbled upon and didn't pay any money
enjoy
for.
them too, and I can only think that the audience has no connection to them whatsoever, and it's just like,
You always talk about the audience. So you're a big fourth wall kind of guy, right?
Hey, hold it. Well, sure I am. That's the beauty of doing live on these things, because they're out there. That's the beauty. Whether it's 1 or 1,000.
What's that?
Yeah. I said, whether it's 1 or 1,000. When
Right,
there's
but
somebody.
Whoever's there, someone will do something today, I'm sure, that will allow them access to get their name in the hopper.
I
wish I had it. So what kind of, I'm just wondering what I would use for that. We could have a hopper
Weekend
jingle.
hopper.
Right, I don't know. There's so many of public affairs. Here it says public affairs, political information.
Oh, I got to hear public affairs. I have to hear public affairs.
Let's do entertainment first, because that doesn't sound very entertaining.
Bobby De Niro seen at the CVS.
Yeah. I don't know. And then here's the Crime Stop. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I like that.
The trumpet did get me.
Dun, dun, dun.
Down.
Right. Those are
all right,
good.
please play it one more time.
Which one? The Crime Stop?
Yes.
And they're big on the timpani roll, man. That guy made a lot of money that day on that session. He's rolling those timpanis. He's hitting those timpani drums on every jingle.
Come on, come to the game with us tonight. I can't, man. Tomorrow morning is timpani day. I got to be well rested.
This says promo bed lemons.
No, public affairs.
Oh, you wanted to hear public affairs.
Yes.
Okay.
The sewage continues to leak, and the mayor doesn't seem to care. I'm John
Problem
from
too much,
Public
too?
Affair.
I know. Oh, that was good. But you see, it should be a tag team, right? So, in other words, you.
Oh, I didn't know you were involved. I'm so sorry. Normally, you just look at me like, when is he going to be done? 35,000 gallons of feces in the streets. John is there.
And are we liking the Brookfield Zoo or not? These stories and more coming up on tonight's Eyewitness News.
And then we need the sting to come right back in. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
I thought. See, then I thought you needed to be. I thought you wanted to be John, who I was throwing it to, and you were going to do. And I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry. I just want to apologize.
And then they throw it over to the weather guy, and the weather guy says, going to be dry all weekend, but make sure you bring those galoshes on Monday. And then they go to the sports guy. 9-inning cliffhanger.
Right, I got it now. Yes, we were establishing again. It's Rob and his. I must establish this is the opening of the news program. We're going to go through each of the members.
Well, look at that. I do that. I didn't even realize I do that.
Twice in one show.
Twice in one show. Twice in what? 10 minutes, for goodness sake. For crying Pete. So I don't have. Usually, I come to the ball game, as you know, and I put things on my little scratch pad during the course of and I've got nothing.
That's okay. I got a few scattered things and some show and tell.
The only thing I have on here is first car payment. I told you I bought a new car, and I hadn't had car payments in a while, and that I will just say for those of you who haven't had one in a while, it still sucks. There's just nothing good about paying that thing. Hate that.
Well,
that, man.
Except that you get to keep the thing that you got. It's wisdom like that gets him into trouble every time. Okay.
Good voice.
Yep. Well, it's October. You know what that means. It's Halloween season.
It is Halloween season.
And
okay, candy corn.
No,
yes
hold
or
on.
No, yay or nay?
No, nay. As nay as can be.
As nay as can be.
I mean, is there anybody in our vast audience who is a yay on candy corn? Please. Please.
Fourth wall.
I mean, I want you to admit, that's why we have comments on the screen. That's why we do it live. We could pre-record this.
We could. It would take all of the sizzle off that steak. Anyway, candy corn, no, you say. How about the wax paper?
We don't during what?
The wax paper surprise neighbor who doesn't want to give you name brand candy, so they give you the orange wax paper with the twist them on top, like a popcorn ball. I remember those used to from time to time make.
And those are explicitly what you're told not to eat.
That's right.
Because that's the candy apples and the popcorn balls. They're loaded with razor blades, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
It really hurts to think about. Even
it does, and we were told about that. Scared the crap out of us when we were kids. Man, that was a big thing that they would put razor blades in like an apple, or the twist them on top orange wax paper popcorn ball, and there would be something in the drugs. Man, it'll make you go nuts.
Oh,
or a razor. And then they were X-raying candy for a while there. Hospitals would actually, this is not a bit, this is the truth. I remember that now that we're talking about, that hospitals you could bring your kids candy and we'll X-ray it for you. And I'm thinking, we say now, boy, when we were younger, everything was great. It was leave it to beaver. No, we were X-raying freaking candy, man. It wasn't all that great. The system's always, the world's always been topsy-turvy, Bob. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Weekend special.
I'll see you.
I forgot to. You sent me the. You sent
we
me
were
the
actually
recording.
doing Old Halloween, so that would be.
Memories.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. Blah blah blah, and you would trick or treat. And
I'm gonna
and then
hope.
Jerry Seinfeld. What? His line about what are you supposed to be? Or maybe that was Mr. Angry.
I'm supposed to be home by now. No,
Lady, I'm supposed to be.
That was Seinfeld.
I've got windows to soap and eggs to throw. I got to be out of here, lady. Come on, let's get.
Yeah, I don't know if Jerry said these eggs, but I got.
Then that might have been a Mr. Angry adaptation of stealing.
It sounds like it could be.
But Mr. Angry was pretty funny.
Weekend special.
Even on the weekends.
Speaking of weekend special, Rob, a movie premiere yesterday on Disney Plus. Hocus Pocus 2.
And you know what? One of the shows that I produce at my job, they talked about that's coming out. I didn't know that was such a huge
let me just paint me a
picture, Bob.
I'm going to paint you a little picture. So this was a movie, 1993.
I didn't watch the first one, as I recall, but I know.
Me either.
Right?
Me either, because I'm not a fan of any of it. But the girl, there's like this song, this haunting song that goes throughout that lures the children or whatever. And the girls, my girls, when they were little, would sing that, and I'm like, okay, I know it's from that movie. I never watched it. Well, last year, I guess, Amber made us watch it. So the first one, and I'm like, good? No, it's there's nothing about it. There's nothing about it that it's just like a big Disney. It's very Disney. There's nothing. It's just it's for kids. Okay. It's for kids. Period. For kids.
All right.
But kids apparently really really loved it. So I don't know.
It was popular because they made a second one.
So but I made money. To me, it was just like, oh, when is this going to be over? And so then I didn't know there was a Hocus Pocus 2 either. But yesterday on my Facebook timeline, somebody had posted, "What is Hocus Pocus?" And I'm thinking in my head, "Oh, that movie I never want to see again." Then later that day, last night, I'm told that we're watching Hocus Pocus, and I'm going, again, we have to watch that? No, it's the new one. The new one. I didn't even know. And so, Bette Midler's 74 years old or whatever. They're all reprising their roles.
Isn't the girl from Sex and the City?
Yes, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And then who's the third one?
I can't remember.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that there's a second one coming out.
It's out. And
okay.
And we had to watch it last night.
Okay. So a review. Bob's going to do a movie review. I wish I had an entertainment one here. Do I have an entertainment one here? Or whatever.
Oh, well, now Amy says Andy wants to watch them both tomorrow, and I'm about to...
Oh, no spoiler alerts then. Bob.
No. I wouldn't even bother telling the plot.
Wow.
Maybe that's enough. No, it's for young people. All the acting is very Disney, like 90s Disney stuff. Like I'm sure your kids were watching Nickelodeon or whatever, and those shows, those Disney type shows, where all the kids, that type of acting, it's all throughout. The writing's like that. It's predictable as all.
I remember my kids watched Hannah Montana, and they watched what was the other one? It was from Disney.
The other one.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, there were many, obviously. But, the one with Lizzie McGuire. McGuire, they watched that. Yeah, see, Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire, that was that era of Disney-esque things that I remember watching, my kids watching.
Yeah, my kids would watch.
Focus, Focus.
My kids watched.
But you're saying we're similar. I keep stepping on you. Sorry, go up. You got a button for that, cough button.
It's too late. By the time I hear it, so do they.
It's out there. Okay, so getting back to Hocus Pocus. So you watched it, and it's very Disney, and the writing is very Disney. It's, for kids.
And I was relieved to hear that Amber was... I'm not going to say, because Andy's watching. You just watch it, Andy. Watch them both. Go ahead, see if I care.
My goodness. Oh, you apparently care. You're all wound up about it.
All right. This is me.
So they talked about Hocus Pocus 2 coming out on this show. It's a financial advisor show. I know I've told you that. I work in this, and so the co-host says, "Yeah, Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out," and they go, "They shot that movie right down from where we have our office here in Massachusetts."
Oh, wow!
And so she said, "Is the house spooky?" And both of them go, "No, it's not spooky at all. It's just a house, But then Disney does whatever Disney does, but that's the house apparently that the first one was shot at, and that was somewhere in Massachusetts, Boston area.
Yeah, well, it's set in Salem, because witch stuff.
Right.
Oh, okay. Amy says Andy's not listening. All right. Ugh, that's my review. but it's not. This is ridiculous for me to review. I am not the target audience on any level, so it's really not fair for me to.
You're not the P1.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So you know what? When you said there's a movie coming out, I thought of the new Marilyn movie about Marilyn Monroe that they just dropped that a couple of days ago on Netflix, and it got an NC-17 rating apparently.
Interesting.
And pardon? What was
that? Interesting.
Yeah, and so I was going to watch it because it'll be it's funny because now I don't have to stay up on anything remotely close to pop culture with the type of work I do now instead of being at a radio station. We don't have to know the whatever.
Right.
It's just you have to know those things even in reference of how you write promos or how you might write commercial pop culture. And so I don't have to do that anymore, which is wonderful. But the NC-7, so I thought, well, I'll take a peek at it because everyone's going to be talking about it, which is silly because everyone won't be. We talk about financial advice now at work. But point is, I got about 5 minutes in and I went, oh, it's going to be extremely depressing. I can already tell.
Oh.
She's young, Norma Jean Baker, the young Marilyn Monroe. She's young, maybe a 10-year-old girl. And you see her and her mom, and they're living in squalor, kind of. And you can already tell her mom has bats on the brain. She's got issues. She's not altogether. So, and I'm going, well, I don't know. It's already going to be, this child is going to be traumatized at 10. And this is, oh my goodness. And I think I went over to watch Thor on Disney, something that's just so easy to consume. It's like he throws this big, he kills bad monsters. And that was much more my speed than what. So that's what I thought you were going to talk about when you said there's a new movie dropping, but you talked about Hocus Pocus 2. Is it actually 2, or is the title like more?
2. No, it's even more Hocus Pocus.
I would have went with more Hocus Pocus.
No,
if you thought there was a lot of Hocus Pocus before,
focus on this Hocus Pocus.
They're back with more Hocus and Pocus. Anyway. So we won't tell the story because he's not, but he isn't listening. Apparently, Amy says so. If you wanted to be,
so I already did. That was it. It was a one.
So what was it, about 90 minutes, 120 minutes of your time gone, forever gone? You can't get it back.
That's right, Rob.
Well, okay.
But now I can say, I've seen them both, and I can say
so it
that.
Is October. And you know what I was thinking too, and I didn't do it today, but I was going to do it. I will probably do it tomorrow, if not when I get back from the trip. But bring out some autumn harvesty kind of decor. It's not Halloween per se. It's pumpkins and
we have that too. Well, we have
one of them there that I will be bringing out for the second time, which I always think with decorations, it's so cool the second time. Decorations to me, the second time it means something. It means now it's becoming part of the landscape. So the first time you have a new ornament, but when you bring it out the second year, you go, oh yeah. And so this year I get to bring out the it says harvest or welcome or bounty or one of those words that Tracy got for me.
Right.
When you guys were visiting last time, she brought it back as a surprise. I think she went to get fake meat and other things from the grocery store and somehow found a tchotchke for my house. And I can't wait to bring it out again now because...
So you can say, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't love a good oh, yeah when it's decorating time?
But it's right. And a lot of times I forgot about that. Oh, my gosh, that's right. Kimberly sent me this ornament last year and blah, blah, blah. So, yes, I get to bring out the pumpkin. I forget what
I should throw away this dried apple head ornament, but man, it just turned out so good. But ooh, did you ever do that? Did you ever do shrunken heads with apples?
No.
Oh
no, I had a normal childhood. It was balanced.
No,
I was not.
It was a very trendy thing.
What was trendy?
That was my son's eyes.
Okay.
That was very shrunken heads from apples. Come on, who's out there with me? Type one for yes. No, it was a whole kit. You'd shave the apple, you'd peel the apple, and then you'd cut out.
Sturdy.
You'd use a pattern or whatever, and then you'd cut out certain. Yeah, and then you would dry the apple. Just let the apple dry out, and as it shriveled, you'd have these little old lady faces or little old man faces. It was really cool. But I mean, they never really turned out as good as the ones on TV or on the magazine. This is the Memories music.
No, it says gypsy, and I thought it would be kind of creepy because you were talking about shrunken heads. That doesn't sound creepy at all.
It's not shrunken head music at all.
Right. That's sucked.
But anyway,
so that, hold on. It was a shrunken head. See, that would have been better.
Yeah.
That would have been a better shrunken head one. And it shrunk. And it looked just like Bob when he was 4.
Anyway, it was...
So then what do? So you let it dry and it shrinks and it looks like a shrunken head. Like
literally, then you put hats on it. You put a corncob pipe in it. I'm answering your question.
Okay. A corncob pipe.
You do. I mean, they had little, like you could get a kit. you could get a little kit and, accessorize it.
With your own accessories, or they came with the kit?
It would come with a few things, like the little glasses or whatever.
It's like a Mr. Potato
Kind of
Head.
like a, thank you, like a Mr.
Except
but it was like
Mr.
shrunken
Apple.
heads. Shrunken heads.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shrunken
I'm
heads.
sure. I'll bet you there's YouTube videos because there were commercials. I'm sure.
No, I'm sure there are too, and you probably could have bought them on the back of a comic book where you got the X-ray glasses.
Well,
and
I don't know about that. I really don't know about that, Rob. That's not something I know.
That was fun, man. Those I guess they're still in the back of comic books. You could send away.
Oh yeah, just looking at them every week. One day I'm going to get those X-ray things. One day I'm going to get those X-ray things, and
I'm going to go into class and see Mrs. Urbanski's underwear.
I love the name choice. I'm sure it was drawn from some sort of real life.
Yes, she was my second grade teacher. It was for half the year she was Mrs. Urbanski, and then for the second half of the year she was Mrs. Urban. She decided to bag the ski. She eliminated the ski from her name. I remember that vividly.
That's very interesting.
Isn't it? Mrs. Urban. She was Mrs. Isn't it fun? It's a memory of Mrs. Urbanski, and then she changed her name to Mrs. Urban in the middle of the year. You had to be on your toes in that second grade class, Bob, because if you said Mrs. Urbanski, then she'd go, who? What are you, dumb?
Yeah. Get out. I'm not kidding.
Get Mr. Gone. No, but she did change her name. She was very nice. She was a good teacher. So that's where I drew upon that. You know me, I always grab names from my childhood because they work well.
Yes, you've got
other areas of the country don't have as many. What's the word I'm looking for?
Regionally, you have some regionally entertaining names.
Yeah, entertaining is a good. Yeah, they're good names. Good names. So the regions that wherever they came from and settled in that neighborhood of Chicago from many moons ago, they brought some really cool. That's a surname, right? Isn't it? The second name is called a surname. Yeah. And I'm not making a bit here. I always get that confused.
Yes.
Surname. So you said you've got a couple of things, and we're running believe it or not, Bob, we're starting to run out of time.
Oh my God, how about that? Well, so I'll just tell you this.
Yeah.
Amber, who has, I've told you about how she dresses her pet, her Harper, right? Dresses, tutus, Halloween costumes, the whole thing. And the dog is completely fine with it. And so then we get Lucy. She's like a terrier chihuahua mix.
Okay.
You'll meet her. And
yeah.
And then of course we get Lucy, and I'm thinking, okay, well this is a cat. She's not going to tolerate that crap. Totally puts the clothes on her, all that stuff, everything. So
Lucy's digging the wardrobe changes.
Well, she just doesn't care.
Okay.
And like she'll hold Lucy up, like so Lucy's sitting up, her belly exposed, and she'll hold her hands and like make her dance and stuff. And I'm going, this is a cat. You should be bleeding right now, right? So, but Lucy's never been like that. So, but the icing on the Amber Lucy cake this week.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was going to happen, but she gave her a bath. Now,
the cat permitted a bath?
Yes. She said apparently at first she was a little weird, but then she settled into it, and it was no big deal. I'm going, what is happening? A cat. At first of all, I'm like, why? I'm like, why?
The cat. Yeah, but the whole thing is Amber's like a cat whisperer or something.
Just an animal. I think it's just, first of all, got him right at when, Lucy was weeks old. And same with Harper. So just from the beginning, and clipping her claws is easy for them. As long as she's not in full-on hyper mode, they can just hold her and hold her paws and clip them, and she just sits there. I've had a lot of cats in my life. Not one would have ever done that.
No, probably not.
I mean, clipping a cat.
There was a cat that lived across the street from the Morrison Hotel, over at the Chippewa Street Snail House, and that cat they would blow pot hits into that cat's ear, and apparently that then can circulate or whatever. Somebody read something. And that cat was stoned all the time, man. And so that cat probably would not have allowed the nail clipping because it was stoned all the time. But apparently Lucy has a great temperament.
She does. I mean, it's unreal what she tolerates. And now we've gotten to the point which is what we've wanted. It's not fully there, But like now, if Harper's taking a nap, Lucy will come up and lay down next to her. They're not snuggling yet, but it's getting there. It's getting really close. And Lucy's hilarious because Harper will walk around a corner and Lucy will just run and leap on the dog, wrap her arms fully around her, and try and bring her down.
Okay, they're playing. That's good.
I can't wait for you to see this. It's really hilarious.
Yeah, so next Saturday, boys and girls, mark your calendars because these don't happen all the time. These are the Kodak moments.
They don't come back.
Saying. They don't come
back. Well, they
might,
but we don't know when.
Highly doubtful.
So next week?
It's a live show. It will be live from Vegas. So Bob won't have to say.
Okay, where the hell is Rob Scott?
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I've had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.